You think you know greenwashing when you see it?
Let's find out. Welcome to this video where we're going to talk about how to define greenwashing.
You may have some preconceptions about what greenwashing is. And, not to get the wrong idea, it doesn't mean about washing color green. In this video we're going to briefly explain our paper published in the journal Sustainability.
The term greenwashing was first coined in 1986 when Jay Westerwald wrote an essay about a hotel trying to cut the costs whilst trying to portray themselves more environmentally friendly. Today, we can actually see that this term has been used even more, starting to take off from the 1990s. And it has been getting increased attraction between the scholars and academic literature. And you can see that in today's research, it's very common. And you will be able to read about it almost anywhere.
So why does the definition for greenwashing matter? Because when everything seems to be greenwashing, consumers don't know how to trust companies' claims about their environmental performance. Companies do not know where the boundaries are and therefore cannot defend themselves when they face unfair accusations. Governments can't legislate, regulate, or enforce rules. And scholars can't build research upon previous studies or measure the effects if definitions aren't stable.
The methods that we used in the paper come from concept analysis. In concept analysis, we do a scoping review and we scrape all the academic literature to find as many definitions as we can. Our scraping revealed 79 well-formulated definitions that scholars had proposed inside their academic papers. And we look through them to find and draw out what are the key attributes. This is an iterative process where we go through these definitions and really grind through what is it that makes greenwashing what it is.
The main contribution of this paper is a flowchart, a tool to be able to diagnose if a claim made by a company should be criticized as greenwashing or not.
The first attribute we consider is if the claim is related to the environment. And if it is not environmentally related, we may be talking about related washing claims, like whitewashing, sports washing, pink washing, rainbow washing, STD washing, etc. The list goes on.
If the claim is environmentally related, then we can move on to the next step. This is where we ask if the claim is made by a private company or firm. If not, it might be a claim that is by an NGO or it's made by a political party, a government, or some product certifier.
The third attribute asks if the firm is marketing a product or service towards consumers. If it is not, it may be a claim by HR for recruiting or retaining employees, by investor relations for attracting funding, anti-regulation lobbyists, non-consumer-facing B2B or B2G segments, etc. The point being here that if it's not directly marketing products or services towards consumers, it shouldn't be considered greenwashing.
So we can now move to the fourth step, asking whether the claim is substantiated. If the company can actually back up their claim, it is green highlighting. Companies are walking the talk. Or companies simply don't want the attention, a phenomenon known as green hushing by silent green firms.
The next step is to see whether the claim is deceptive, if the company is making the claim and know that it is manipulative. If they are not being deceptive, they should be making efforts to make comprehensive disclosures, they should be open to external audits, and are being transparent.
And finally, the claim has to be done in the pursuit of a competitive market advantage. If it is not, it can be green profile maintenance to shore up defenses. They may be trying to meet quotas or minimum requirements for market access. They may be preemptively doing green branding. Bottom line is if there is no competitive advantage to be gained, it shouldn't be considered greenwashing.
In the end, we find in our paper, by analyzing all of these different definitions, that if the claim goes through all of these different stages, it may then warrant an accusation of greenwashing, which means that we, the public, might be justified in bringing an accusation or at least an inquiry into the practices of the firm. We hope this has been interesting and that you find the flowchart useful. The paper is open access, and there is a link in the video description below.
Thanks for watching.